Getting pre-approved for a mortgage, way easier than you think. In fact, most people have the documents that they need and the information that they need right on hand or even in their head. So let's go over today what you're going to need in order to get pre-approved. Income. This one, not too difficult. If you're on salary or they're maybe hourly, but consistent number of hours, pretty simple. Couple pay stubs, maybe a couple years worth of W-2s, maybe not even that. We actually have automation that your employer signs up for through their payroll services where we can automate a lot of that stuff too. So maybe we need that stuff. Maybe we don't, but even when we need it, couple pay stubs, you can usually get that. Now, as things get a little more complicated in income, then we're going to need a few more pieces of documents. So self-employed will need, right, some tax returns, a couple years worth of tax returns. Somebody who's got bonuses or commission or overtime, maybe we're going to collect a couple more than just your last month's worth of pay stubs. But the bottom line is it's pretty simple. Most of the information already in your head. A lot of the information we can automate, and the stuff that we can't, a few pieces of documentation, is going to get us what we need. Now on to assets. Assets, that's another one. Super easy. Most banks, I'd say 95% of them out there, use automation that they've signed up with and signed contracts with third-party read-only services. And then lenders like ourselves have contracts with those services where when you fill out our application, you're going in there and your bank has approved contracts with those providers that in our application, you say connect, you connect your account and it shoots over the information we need. You don't even need to get us anything. Now, if you're in that 5% of people who their banks don't utilize those services, they're pretty standard these days. But if you are, totally fine. 2 months worth of statements, not a huge deal there either. Generally, folks, that's pretty much it. With us, you're filling out an application online. If we need your income documents, you're going to get us very few documents there. If we need your asset documents, not a big deal, not something you need to have ahead of time, just information you need to put down into an application online with us. So then when we review, we can then give you a list of what's going to be needed. But let's talk about a couple of myths here as well. So let's start with credit. So myth number one with credit. A lot of people think, I've got to go pay off all my debts before I go apply for a mortgage. I think this is actually a huge, huge mistake. This myth out there is predicated on the fact that people think if I pay off all my debts, my scores are going to go up and therefore I'll get approved for more. And that may in fact be true. Your scores going up might get you a better interest rate. I don't know until I actually look at your credit, but most mortgage professionals should be able to look at your credit and tell you that. What I do know is this, is if you go and pay off all your credit cards, if you needed that $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 in order to go purchase a home, guess what? You don't have it anymore because it's gone there. So what I advise people to do, go online immediately. We do a soft credit pull, by the way. I advise strongly not doing any application that didn't have that. We're one of the few that do it. But my advice is you get your application filled out. We let you know what you need. We'll review that credit and let you know if there's something you can do that's going to strengthen your profile. All right, here's another myth. Number two is that I need to be at my employer for 2 years. Honestly, not even true. You don't have to be at the same employer for 2 years. A lot of people think I need to be in the same line of work for 2 years. You know what? Also, not necessarily true. When it comes to employment, it's about consistency. It's about predictability. Have you had employment? Has it been consistent? Is your income currently predictable? That's actually more important than the history of being at one job for 2 years. So please don't let that stop you from applying just because you don't have 2 years history at a specific job, because in fact, it might not even be necessary for that to be the case for you to be able to purchase a home. So what you should do, again, is reach out. We're going to walk you through if in fact that is a problem or not. The assets. I'm looking through a list here of some common misconceptions when it comes around documentation and things that you need to be ready to buy a house. The assets. People think, oh, I need a ton of assets. I need a lot of assets to buy this house. I'm just not ready yet. In fact, a lot of first-time home buyers are feeling this way. Guess what? For first-time home buyers, especially, even for non-first-time home buyers, but especially for first-time home buyers, there's a lot of money that's out there available for first-time home buyers. So don't look at your assets and think to yourself, I'm not ready because I don't have that down payment, or I only have a down payment and not closing costs, vice versa, whatever it is. Don't think that way. Call, because what we're going to do is we're going to then match you up and determine, are there any other funds out there that are going to be available for you? All right, so if you're looking to buy a house, I'm just suggesting a shift in mindset a little bit. It's not about being perfect. It's not about being ready. It's knowing what actually ready is. It's about getting prepared. So to get prepared, super easy. Go online. The links are down below. Go online, fill out that online application. We're licensed in all 50 states plus DC. Once you fill that out, soft credit pull, big one. Link up your income, link up your assets, get all that stuff over to us. Again, very minuscule amount of documentation that's going to be required there for you. And get on the phone with us. We're going to get you prepared. I bet a lot of you out there watching this video, you're prepared today. Others, maybe you're not, and that's cool too. We're going to get you prepared so you know what steps you need to take, exactly what needs to be done. Hit us up. It's Brad, the mortgage guy, and the Salerno team. We'd love to talk to you and help you find a house wherever you happen to be in this fine country of ours.